So hello guys, welcome again to the channel. So for today's topic, we're just going to do a quick deck tech of what deck I've played in the standard tournament last Saturday, and I'm gonna explain my records, any matchup highlights, and the like. So start first with the deck. So popularly known as the could be considered as a top tier deck in the format, but since that this still depends on what kind of deck components you'd have. So this deck is basically the June Omnix list, which is very popular in the metagame. So just gonna sort out the lands first here, and then we can check the basic strategy of the deck. We're going to go through with the 2 drops and play Omnix list on turn 3 with Casualty, wherein if you copy this, you get another Omnix in play, which you can also activate the loyalty, and it is not a legendary creature. In addition, you can later on use Innistrad Chariot copy ability that whenever it attacks, it creates a token of a copy of the token you control. So basically getting token of this, it becomes 3 at the least, and can be considered as a very strong start for a typical aggro mid-range build. So we go back with the creature choices. So along with these 2 drops, we also have the Workshop Archive as our late game beater. If you remember Strugtast back in I forgot that car set, wherein it was printed in standard. It was a good combo along with the Restoration Angel. So along with this Warchief, we also have a sort of a combo with the flip card of this card, Fable the Mirror Breaker, wherein you can create copies of this Workshop Archive, basically attacking for 5 because of haste, and later on at end step it will die. It will just create a 4/4 Green Rhino warrior token as an addition to your army, in which basically a very good also late game 2 card combo for this deck. So along with it, we also have the other 2 drop. We have Tenacious Underdog for copies of this. Early on, it has become 2 to cast 3/2, but with the Blitz option, wherein you can blitz it from your graveyard by spending the Blitz ability, it just becomes late game mana sink and also an attacker in its sense. So along with this build, I also added 2 copies of this, the Reckless Storm Seeker. Let me check the other one. So 2 copies of this, basing on the red-green core component before. You can basically curve from the 2 drops and going to this, which also added a haste ability, which later on, if you go with the Eskas Chariot on your 4th turn, basically you can add haste when you cast this. You get two green cat creature tokens. Then you give this, you crew this card to make it a creature, and then you activate. You have this triggered medium combat ability to give it haste. Basically, you can just swing for another 5 damage the turn it comes to play. So it's also a good setup for the deck, but unfortunately I was not able to execute this plan, as I've literally had bad draws. But the deck's basically more lean to the long game with cards like Liberator's Charm, wherein you can just exile top cards library and play it in the next end step. So along with other War Chiefs, Flip, Mirror Breaker, and of course the strategy of Omnix is having to go with multiple copies. So, and we also have the pet card sort of for this deck because of the Titan of Industry, wherein we have this ability of choosing 2 ATB triggers, in which if gets worse, if you have the Flip Mirror Breaker to do copies of this. So overall, as for the matchups, it went out pretty well at the start. I won against Mono White Aggro for the first round. I was able to stop the aggressive turns because of the various main deck creature kills and the pressure of having Warchawar Chief and Fable. But it was also a good matchup in the second round. the mirror control decks, no control. It was a close fight, but was able to blitz out a tenacious underdog to get past his blockers and spot removal to be able to deal the lethal damage. So starting 2-0, I faced a mirror match with another June, but his build is more on going with I think that was Storm the Festival card. So it go big with not only with Chariot but also having Ren on 7 in his lineup, also along with this card, and more on green, other green value cards in the deck. But he can also go in the curve with turn 2 Tenacious or Harvester into Obnix. So he was on the play on that time as he won the die roll. So in game 1, I was able to curve out 3 copies of Obnix in the deck in his board. So I was not able to stop it despite caning his 2 drops with my spot removals. And game 2, I was stuck in 2 lands and was not able to deliver any threat despite him being in the slow start. So this was stuck in my hand as he got a started in play, which I should have been able to destroy by killing his tokens and destroying this artifact, but unfortunately I was just stuck in 3 lands. So anyway, on the 4th round we faced another mono white aggro, but this time he got the tech card of Patch Up, wherein he was able to return his creatures early on that was killed in combat. So the problem also with the deck, with the risk of not having a main deck Mythhook, which basically a card pool has not yet purchased, it delivered the drawback, wherein it was able to develop the board again with me just having just a Warship blocker and the token, and also the Storm Seeker as blocker, but he was just able to deliver enough damage with the tokens from the boosted creature, forgot the name. And so the same scenario was in game 2. He was just able to overrun the board, and along with Brutal Catars to exile my blockers, so it was able to swing in for the win. So overall, I could also recommend this deck. It's a good setup in that case, but I would suggest that you may deck at least 2 Mythok Massacres and sweep cards. So at the close of this, I was also planning to add this card, the Burn Down the House, for the sideboard. So along that with the Mythok main deck, I would be able to do enough sweep, since this is also effective against a mirror, which you can also deal damage to the Obnixilis, and also make sure that your reinfeeblement is here for the spot removal against white for the chip value, and also make sure that in whack as to cope up with the same plan of killing their board early on, but make sure that you would not return it with cards such as Emerson Predator and also Graveyard Dispatcher, also a good combo for this. So overall, thank you for this deck tech sort of deck report and tournament report from last Saturday. I do hope that this weekend we can get sort of a revenge for the meta game with the Mythoks now coming from the orders from Manila. So anyway, thank you for this deck tech. I do hope you've learned some tricks from the June of next deck, and I do hope you stay tuned for some videos again for local deck tech and maybe for our other card pool related standard videos. And until the next time, thank you for watching.